Please excuse my humanness. I had to give George a hug. Like I said, my husband respected him so much, and he felt so honored and fortunate to have a person like that in his life to help mentor him. And as I look out here at the faces that are so familiar to me, most of them, I feel very humbled and blessed. I feel humbled because God has allowed me, as Yusef's mate, for all these years to be able to go on a journey with him of highs and lows. Things that I've learned from him, I know that I carry it in my heart and my mind, and I will continue to live my life as long as God feels that I'm needed here on this earth. Since Yusef has passed back in December, which was unexpectedly, I have not had a moment to myself because of the love and the respect that people such as yourself has been bestowing upon me and my family. I'm so humbled and blessed. For the people that knew my husband knew that he was like the Energizer Bunny on steroids. My husband would come in, he would have the computer on, his phone would be ringing off the hook, and he would always say, I have to do this, I have to go do that. And I would say to Yusef, you need to slow down. But knowing who he was and the type of person that Yusef was, that's something that was not going to happen. Yusef loved coming up here to the Adirondacks. Ever since he met Martha and her husband Vito, we have been coming up here to the Adirondacks. And people would say to me, where are you going now? And we said, we're going up to the Adirondacks. And it was like, what's up there? You know. So we said, why don't you come and go along with us, and then you'll see what we see when we get there. My husband would have a kayak or two always on his vehicle, always, because he would be ready to drop it in any lake, pond, whatever, river that he passed. And when I say passed, I'm talking about traveling out of state, all over. The kayak would be up on that car. And I would say to Yusef, why do you have that kayak up there? We're not going kayaking. You know? But he would always find a way to get that kayak off of that car and go kayaking. And people out here who came up with me, you know I'm telling the truth. If he was still with us right now, that kayak or two would be on that car right now. And I remember when Yusef first started getting into the kayaking, which was very rewarding for him. We were out in Niskayuna, and we saw a couple kayaking. Now, we really didn't know the name of what a kayak was. So when the couple came off the water, we said, could you tell us what that is, and, you know, where did you get it, and other questions we had. So they were very kind about it, and they told us. So we would go back to what was called the boathouse, and every weekend we would rent us a kayak and go out on the water. So finally a light bulb went off, and we said, why are we renting? Why don't we buy our own? So for that following Father's Day, I went to Dick's and I found a kayak. And when Yusef, I took him back to the store. I said, let's go look at kayaks. And when we went there, I told him, that's your kayak. So he got one for Father's Day, and I think we have about 6 of them now. And also, you know, our son Haroon is over there. Haroon is taking over the helm of helping youth with kayaking. And also, I have James Edwards in the back over there. He is our executive director of Yusef's organization, YIN. Stand up, James, please. And I asked James to stand up because James has been very instrumental in assisting me along with our sons. And when I say sons, I don't mean just my biological sons, but the other young men out there, I consider them my sons as well. We are going to continue to take on the role of getting children out into nature. We just planted over 100 trees up in the Adirondacks near Lake Luzerne. Just last weekend, we had 26 youth with us, and along with the DEC Forest Rangers and Dave Gibson from the Adirondack Wild, we planted over 100 trees, white pines, along the Hudson River. That is one of our activities, and we're going to continue to do so much more, so much more. I'm just very proud of our youth as well, the youth that we have mentored over the years. Like Ann had said, and others, we do have quite a few of our youth right out here right now that are currently in college or have graduated from college. I'm so proud of them. They have been very supportive to me as well since their role model, their father, because my husband was like a father to each and every one of the youth that are here with us today. And as their mother, I am very proud of them as well, and I love them, and I appreciate how they have come to put their arms around me and help me through this difficult time in my life. I have a poem that I would like to share with you. It puts to mind how my husband loved outdoors. He was the type of individual that never liked to be inside, and he shared that love with the youth. He was always planning trips from as far as Yosemite National Park, Massachusetts, all up here hiking in the high peaks. Our friend Martha and Vito have been so graciously host several times to our youth coming up to their beautiful, beautiful farm home. And we love it. Thank you, Martha. And where's Vito? I miss my brother. Well, we'll see. We'll talk to Vito. But I just want to share this poem with you, and it's called The Peace of the Wild Things. It's a poem that was written by Wendell Berry. When despair grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free. And I end this with saying that my husband loved nature, and he wanted to share this with any and everybody that he possibly could. And my husband was a fortunate man. Fortunate for the fact that he had a purpose in life. He found his purpose, and he was able to live his purpose. So many of us have not had that opportunity, and we should be so lucky as to find our purpose in life and to live that purpose. Thank you so much.
The first time I mentioned earlier when Brother Yusuf came up, it was 2000. It was John Brown's 200th birthday. We were organizing a very extravagant John Brown Day with Ozzie Davis, as I mentioned earlier, and I got a phone call. I got a phone call from a woman named Mike asking me if, well, telling me that there was a guy and a woman and herself who wanted to bring a whole kit and caboodle of kids from Albany to hear Ozzie Davis. So that was Brother Yusuf and Cherrie and vans and kayaks on top of the vans. And Brother Yusuf, we made arrangements for everybody to sleep on the floor, stay overnight at the we call it the Stone Church in Elizabethtown, and the kids went off. You know, they got up at 8, 9, whatever. By then, Brother Yusuf had gone kayaking on the Cascade Lakes and was back again in time for pancakes. So the kayaking water part is a really important part of his, as you know, his life. This place, the John Brown Farm, was important to him. We have a little gift for you. What it says is Brother Yusuf Abdul Wasi Burgess, connected youth to nature, John Brown Farm, kayaked to recovery. Beautiful.